All right. Before we get into the second bulletin, I get my news from groundnews.com. For all of my international news, I use groundnews.com. They have got this feature that allow me or can allow you to use to look what the left is saying and what the right is saying, and that's what the center is saying. So groundnews.com. Let's get back into it.
Warner Brothers Entertainment has released 31 full-length films on their YouTube page for free. The films are family classics that made headlines in their heydays at the cinemas. The films are available for your nostalgic pleasures, such as 1997's Mr. Nice Guy starring Jackie Chan, 2002's The Adventures of Pluto Nash starring Eddie Murphy, and 2000's Dungeons and Dragons, among an array of family-friendly classics that will tickle the nostalgia bone on many and most Gen Zs, Millennials, Gen X's, Gen Alphas, Gen Betas, even Boomers, and a lot of the movie buffs around the globe. The entertainment giant silently focused its attention to YouTube. Since the start of 2025, Warner Brothers has been releasing movies for its audience's pleasure. The movies are compiled into a playlist on YouTube. The uploads were flagged by media platform Gizmodo. Durman. After Abdallah Hamdok resigned as the transitional de facto leader of beleaguered Sudan, this was after longtime leader Omar al-Bashir was forced to step down. The Red Sea nation descended into chaos to date. The Sudan war has unfortunately claimed millions of lives and unfamously been known all over the world as the Forgotten War of Sudan. An estimated 12 million people are classified as internally displaced persons by international aid organizations. The African Union has raised an alarm that Sudan's war is the worst humanitarian crisis of the world. The warring factions, the Rapid Support Forces, and the Sudanese military government have proven difficult for aid organizations to deliver much needed medical aid supplies to vulnerable persons that have been displaced. On a post on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, chairperson of the African Union high-level panel on Sudan posted that the war has hampered access to humanitarian relief, led to shortages of food and aggravated hunger. Children and women are continually abused, and the elderly and sick lack medical assistance. He continued with his post: "This is the worst humanitarian crisis in the world." The alarm raised by the chairperson resonates to that has been raised by international aid agencies, including the United Nations. Ontario, Canada. The 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump's plan to impose a 25% tariffs on oil, steel, and aluminium. However, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has expressed his disagreement to Trump's plans. According to a senior Canadian official, Trudeau warned his U.S. counterpart J.D. Vance, who is the Vice President of the United States of America, that punishing tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminium will hurt Vance's home state of Ohio. The Trump administration's 25% tariffs on Canada will take effect on March 12, 2025. During a media stakeout, the Canadian Prime Minister said tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminium would be entirely unjustified. Trudeau, when asked by CBS News if he would reciprocate with matching tariffs on aluminium and steel, Trudeau said he hopes that does not have to happen. And finally, Guatemala, La Paz. An accident occurred in Guatemala and claimed 50 lives on a Monday. On Monday, Guatemalan President Bernardo Arevalo declared a national mourning on a Monday. The accident occurred in the early hours of Monday when an extra urban bus plunged into a ravine beneath the Belize Bridge, in Zone 6 of Guatemala City. Let's look at the stories that are making headlines at the top of the hour. China's $1 trillion surplus offers Global South lifeline. Africa loses a struggle stalwart. Warner Brothers goes YouTube. AU rings alarm bells on forgotten war of Sudan. And Justin Trudeau wags his head. More news coming up later.